Trends Art in Frame, and I'm here with Cathie Flahr, and she's our newest art exhibit showcase member from the Arts Council, and her exhibit's going to run for the next 2 weeks, from the dates of, what's today, March 27th to April the 9th. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And you have to come down and see her work. It's really interesting. She's got a lot of different kinds of styles that she's put in the window. So is that part of what you love to do? Like you're inspired by lots of different things? And
I am. I have been told that I'm all over the map, but it's what strikes me on any particular day.
Yeah.
So, and I love color, and I love just experimenting with new techniques. Yeah.
I love that too. I don't like to be in too many boxes, so it's kind of like whatever I feel like doing, that's what I'm doing. Is that what you do too?
Yes.
So do you do reference painting, or do you take pictures, or I know some of yours where you have one of a tree there that I love.
Oh yes, most of it is my own photography. Most of it.
Okay.
Blue Steps is not. It was an experiment I was trying, but most of my painting, I'm inspired by what's going on out there in nature, and I take a photograph and I come home and I paint it.
Wow. Yeah. So what kind of artist would you call yourself? Like, I hate labels too, but if you had to, would you say you're more of a realist or more of a...
Yeah, I'm more of a realist. I'm thinking about experimenting with some abstract, but I haven't reached that stage yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very tight with my art, and I want to loosen up so that a lot of what I paint is left to the imagination of the of the viewer.
Yeah.
Like the tree, for example.
Yeah.
Whatever's behind is whatever you want to be there.
And I love that. I really, really like the tree. What did you call it again?
It's Duffy Lake Crows.
Duffy Lake Crows. You have to come down and see it. It's kind of a black and white done with, you said, with water and
felt pen.
And felt pen. So she's trying all kinds of stuff out here. So when did you start painting?
Oh, well, I got my first oil paint kit when I was about 16 years old, and dibble-dabble, and never really got serious with it until about 3 years ago, knowing that was when I retired. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, so you just kind of left it. It was just simmering in your head, but you hadn't really. Did you sketch, or did you do anything during that time?
Yeah, I did. Well, I did some. I started acrylics when I was when my first son was born 30 years ago, and just played around with it.
Yeah.
But I always did sketching and drawing and whatnot.
So you kept your hand in it.
I always had, but I was always painting in my head, no matter where I was or what I was doing. Yeah.
I love that expression. And artists do that, right? Like you'll look at something and you find yourself putting the colors that you would do with it, and
And also, I find if I make a mistake on a painting, if I'm struggling with an area, I'll paint it in my head for 4 or 5 days, maybe a couple of weeks before I actually go back to the canvas and put it down. That's
an awesome way to explain it, because people do get stuck, right? And then they think about it. But I love that. I'm painting. I might quote that.
Okay, that's fine. That's great.
So, did anyone is there any style of work or an artist that inspired you, or does inspire you, or how do you get your inspiration other than going out and taking your photography? Like, what got you motivated, and what makes you excited about your work?
Well, what makes me really excited about my work is if I have an idea in my head, can I actually get it down on paper? I love challenging myself, or on canvas, or whatever surface I'm doing. But I have a few favorite artists. I've only met them on YouTube. And one is Alan Kingwell.
Awesome.
Oh, yes. Alan Kingwell.
What kind of work does he do?
He does a lot of scenery. He used to work forestry, and he remembers a lot of his scenes. He does a lot of scenery with snow. But he's from England, so his technique is still what I'd like to do, because he does a lot of sunrise scenes out in the forest in the morning, I guess. Yeah. And the other one is Michael Lang. I mentioned him to you a few minutes ago. He's wild with paintbrush, and he paints with both hands.
I would love to see that. I'll have to look him up.
And
he's so free.
He has so much perspective in his paintings, and the two birch trees actually is the style of Alan Kingwell, who starts way off in the foggy distance and brings everything forward. And that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah, and you're succeeding at it.
Thank you. Yes, I'm working on that's the first one I've done.
So what's your next project, or your next one that you're painting in your head right now? Have you
Oh,
got something brewing?
Yes, I have a fleet of, I'm not sure fleet is the right word, penguins in the Arctic.
Okay. You're going to do like a little series of them, or one
I'm
group
thinking
of them?
about it. Right now I've got one that's, it's quite a long one, and it's another experiment. I'm doing it the Versailles method.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means I'm starting off with
everybody.
all grays, all values of gray and white,
Okay.
from black to white.
Okay.
And I do all my grays first, and then my gray tones, my gray values first, and then I splash on a color. 2 or 3 as a stage.
See what it calls for. And cool. So if you had to leave us with a piece of advice for aspiring artists, what would you tell them? What one thing or 2 things would you think would help inspire people? Because I like to do that.
Never give up if somebody says you're doing something uninteresting. I've done that before with somebody that told me nobody wants this style anymore, and I just say, whatever's in your heart and in your mind, go for it.
Yeah.
Never let anybody do.
Don't listen to those outside voices.
That's right. It's the inside ones that count.
The inside voices count. Thank you, Cathie.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome. I love a lot of things you told me I'm going to think about and brew about. So thank you very much. And come down and see Cathie's artwork. It's in our store for the next 2 weeks. And maybe you'll be inspired too. Bye.
Bye.